Hi, everyone. Welcome back to LightenLab Learn. I am Professor Leah Ruppanner, a sociology professor at the University of Melbourne. I run a future work lab. I have a podcast, Misperceived, and I am a top expert on the mental load. I am one of the legends of the world studying the mental load. Everything I have here for you is backed by empirics. I'm a researcher, I'm a professor, I'm a PhD. I don't do gut feelings, I do evidence-backed research. And so this is what I'm bringing to you through Light Lab is evidence-backed research to understand your mental load. How do you capture your mental load? How do you understand your mental load? How do you integrate it into your daily life so that you're thinking about your mental load energy, your mental load capacity, your mental load drains, your mental load credits? This is all coming through this work. We have a live assessment that you can do at any moment in time to kind of get a capture of what is your mental load. It's not a set it and forget it thing. You should be measuring your mental load all the time because guess what? Your mental load is going to change for you across the day. The way you feel in the morning in terms of your mental load drain, your mental load weight, your mental load energy is going to be different than by the afternoon. It's going to change across seasons. How you feel about your mental load in the summer versus how you feel in the winter will be different. It'll change whether there's birthdays, anniversaries, big changes in your life. You just have a baby, buy a house, start a new job, you're going to have a different mental load then. Are you working towards retirement? Are you actually just a high school student who's thinking about, oh, what university am I going to go to? Or where am I going to get a job? Or how am I going to get a trade? Are you a university student or someone who's a young adult thinking about how are you going to set up your life? Your mental load will look different for you across your life, across the day, across the week, and you need to get a handle on how you're measuring it. This is what this video is about. I'm going to walk you through some of the insights coming from my book, Drained, Reduce Your Mental Load to Do Less and Be More. Now, if you just showed up to video number 4 because you wanted to get to the end where I talked to you about what to do about it, you need to go back to the previous videos. Video 1, I'm going to tell you what is the mental load. You need to know it's emotional thinking work that is necessary to keep your work, your life, and your family running. It has 3 main characteristics. It's invisible. You do it internally. It's boundaryless. You bring it with you everywhere, and it's enduring and never ends. That's video 1. Go back and watch it. 10 minutes. It's all you need. You can do it. Video 2, I tell you about the 8 different types of the mental load. I can't do them here. There's 8. You got to go back and watch it. It was one of my most inspired videos. I'm not going to lie to you. You will love that one. I loved it. I felt like, man, I was really speaking some truths. So go back and watch that one so you can understand. You're not carrying one mental load, you're carrying 8 different mental loads. You're carrying 8 different mental loads. Some of them are sitting in your work life, some of them are sitting in your family life, some of them are just sitting in your life. And you're carrying all 8. So go back and listen and see which ones are you carrying, what is heavy right now, and what's not. Video 3, yes, there are 3, you need to watch them, is talking to you about when you should be sensing if you're in mental load burnout. How do you know? What does that look like? And then how does the mental load in terms of the way we do it? Because not only are you carrying 8 different types of mental load, but guess what? You're carrying 7 different stages of how you do the mental load. You are identifying problems, you're remembering, you're strategizing, you're making decisions, you're delegating the work, you're executing the decisions you're being made, and you're monitoring. And the thing about it all is that we do this in work and we do this in life, and life and work and everything can be unpredictable. That is one of the things that makes these 7 different stages really heavy. There's a couple other things too. There's a couple other things I'll talk to you about today, but there's things that make the mental load heavier, and we need to be able to A, have the language to understand what it is, and B, have the diagnostic tool to figure out when we're going into mental load burnout and what we're carrying. That's what Light and Lab's giving you. It's giving you the diagnostic tool. It's giving you the assessment. It's giving you the measure so you can start to see how your mental load changes over time and what it looks like for you and what is really the things that are kind of draining your mental load and making you think different things. What are your drains? And then today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the mental load audit. Now, the mental load audit is one of the key and critical tools that you'll need to help to reduce your mental load, to lighten and do more. And it's in my book, Drained. I can't give you the whole thing. You know why? Because I wrote a book. So in the book Drained, it's going to give you concrete worksheets. It's going to give you step-by-step guide on how to do it. It's going to help you see how did other people do this? Like not just me, but how did other people who've already done what I'm asking you to do, what I'm asking you to do, how they do it. And then it's going to give you some insights on what were the things that worked for them. That is in the book. The book is available everywhere, y'all. Like I am telling you, I didn't anticipate writing this book because I don't know why, but the book got written and the book is beautiful and it's coming out everywhere. If you're in the US, you can buy it there. Penguin's distributing it there. US and Canada, you can buy it there. If you're in Australia, New Zealand, Allen and Unwin is distributing it there. You can get a Commonwealth copy. If you're sitting in the UK or Ireland or anywhere there, there is a British version too. Atlantic Books has it. The book is available. It's going to be translated into other languages. Isn't that amazing? Like, yeah, it's been quite a wild ride. So, and I'm very grateful for it. And but what it's speaking to the power of the work. So, okay, let me give you a little bit of some contours on this, but I want you to actually have a copy of the book with the concrete worksheets so that as I talk to you about this, I'm going to give you some descriptions, right? That you are starting to actually do the work and you have a record. You have a record and a reference, and that's in the book Draped. What I want you to think about is what I'm walking you through is so far, let's start to think about a couple of things. I want you to pull the pieces together across these videos. The first is that, like, I want you to be able to disentangle when you're doing mental load work versus when you're doing cognitive work, emotional labor, and the physical work. That's really critical because the mental load is something distinct. It is not everything that you do every day. It's a distinct form of labor. And the reason why it's important to know what the mental load specifically is because it's so emotional that you're going to be carrying this. What I want you to understand, and in part the audit helps you work out, is emotionality isn't inherently bad. Just because the mental load is emotional doesn't mean that it's bad. It means that it has a different weight, and the weight can either be motivating because I'm spending my mental load in ways that are like it's draining, but it's bringing me things that I want. That is a motivate. It's making me happy. It's moving my family along. It's helping us achieve our goals. At work, I'm using my mental load in strategic ways to help my team. I'm using it to elevate my status. I'm looking at the next opportunity. I'm thinking about how to advance. Now, some of you might be in the go, 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 go phase of your work life or your person, your educational career. If you're at university or high school, your work career, you're in the go. Others of you might not. You might actually be thinking about, okay, works good, right? That's in balance. I know where I'm heading. It's good. But man, my personal life's a little bit needs some work, right? Needs some fine tuning. This can be your family life. Are you giving the right energy to your kids, your partner, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your parents, your siblings, whoever are the most important people to you? Not everyone, but the people in your family life. Is that going in the right direction? Are you actually giving them too much, too little? Is it aligned with how you want to move through the world? And are your goals sitting in your family life? Right now, your goals might be there. Your kind of investment might be there. Or is it going into your life? Like some of you might be like, hey girl, listen, work's good. My family's pretty good. But man, I have no friends anymore. Or oh, all I'm doing is work and family. I feel squeezed. I have no energy for myself. I have no capacity for my own life. Like I want to do some things in my life. Well, this is the moment to start to assess where. Where are you feeling like you're giving the right amount? Where are you feeling like you're giving too much? And where do you feel like it's starved? Your mental load energy is powerful and precious. You only have a limited amount. You cannot create more mental load energy. I mean, yes, you can meditate. Yes, some of us have more. Yes, yes, yes. But it's like, when you're tired, you're tired. Like you start the day and your mental load is at something. 0 to 100, pick it. You're either in a full tank, a full bank account, a full amount. I want you to start thinking about like your account is full or not. And then as you work through the day, you're starting to take either debits, pulling money out of that account, out of your mental load energy, or you're crediting it. You're doing one of two things. Maybe sometimes you're on baseline, right? It's neutral. Sometimes things can be baseline. And sometimes things you do can be both a credit and a drain. But what I want you to start thinking about is you have a limited amount of energy. Where is it going? And how are you making sure that you're investing in strategic ways? I am not, let me be clear. I am not saying to you, get rid of all your mental load. Don't do it. I'm not saying that to you. You need a certain amount of mental load energy, a certain amount of mental load investment to make sure you are getting where you need to go and your life is operating. But the question for me to you is that energy going in the right spot? Is that energy aligned with where you want to be? And I want you to start thinking about work, family, and life. Now, if you work in a workplace, right? I got you. Part of this work is really valuable. We have a whole training for your workplace for the mental load of work so you can help understand these mental load pieces, but also how are you working more efficiently in your teams? How are you working more effectively? And let me be clear on what I'm doing here. I'm talking about yours. And I'm talking about your mental load specifically, right? Like, I'm not saying, like, let's all come together and create. I'm not talking about everyone else. I'm talking about introspection, not introversion. Sorry, that's a lie. Introspection into you, your goals, and and aligning that, but some of the organizational work around that too, to make sure that you're shifting cultures, you're shifting narratives, and people are thinking about how to use the mental load in ways that are positive. And when your organization is draining out your mental load and draining out your mental load in ways that are not aligned with organizational priorities within the work that you need to do as a team, or where you are trying to go if you're a manager, where you're trying to go in terms of shifting culture, productivity, connection, empathy as your team. I have a mental load training for you. So contact me. I got it. But this is what I want you to start to do. I want you to start to piece together the pieces of what is it? How is it operating? What are the drains? And then the last piece is where am I out of balance? Where do I need to make more strategic investment? And where do I need to align? Now, what I'll tell you is people who have done this, those who have gone through the whole thing, describe it as transformative. They talk about the challenge first. Many talked about the challenge first of facing what was happening. But then they talked about how the process of conducting a mental load audit, the process of thinking this through, actually changed their lives, changed their marriages, changed their careers, changed the way they interacted with their families, changed their self-confidence, allow them to feel like they were unlocking their superpowers, allow them to feel like they were able to say no with strategic purpose, allow to feel like they were aligning that precious energy that we have been given to our own purpose to connect into each other, to connect into the world. Where is it going? If I'm saying to you, if you're spending that mental load energy, if you are spending all your precious energy worrying about whether you've responded to the email or someone's mad at you, you're misaligning that energy because you are here to do so much and so much that we need. And if you're burning through that precious resource on a million different things that really, when we're on our deathbed, no, don't matter, that's a waste. And what I'm saying to you is let's cut that waste. Let's figure out where we're heading and let's do more in ways that actually bring us back. Mental load, energy, capacity, life, joy, all of that. I can't get rid of the stuff that's going to drain you. I can't get rid of the heavy stuff that's going to come for all of us. But when it comes, let's have the tools and the bandwidth to be prepared to know that when that's coming to us, when the hard stuff's coming, it's coming and we know why, we know how, and we know how it's draining out our energy, and we're fortifying then. And then when the good stuff's coming, we know when we're heading that way too. So, Drained has this mental load audit. Buy it, love it, read it. And if you do, let me know how it goes for you. Like, this is a moment where, as you go through this work, could you please feed back to me the ways in which this is transforming your life, the ways in which where you're getting stuck, where the challenges are, where the opportunities are. This is all research work, right? We're all contributing to this big body of knowledge that I'm putting together to share with the world. So as you do it, let me know how it goes. You can find me everywhere. Light and Lab, we have a website. LightenLab, we have a LinkedIn. I have at Prof. Leah Ruppanner, Instagram and LinkedIn. It's everywhere. I want to know how this is impacting you, how it's transforming you. And again, the mental load audit is the tool. Here's what you can get now for free. Come to our website, take the Light and Lab assessment, take the quiz, take it a million times. Not a million. Take it every day. Take it multiple times a day. That's there for you to kind of see how your mental load ebbs and flows. And then the book is there, audio, physical, in all its forms, to have an assessment of where you're going, a concrete tool, something that you can work through, a workbook that either you're doing yourself or you're doing in your brain to help you align, and then I'm always talking to you about everything. Podcast is there, sharing through the results. Videos are coming up all the time. So I want this to be a conversation. I want this to be a shift in how we think about the mental load. And I want you to have a life filled with love, joy, excitement, and all of that beauty. Okay. Well, thank you for listening and talk soon. I'll see you soon. Have a great week. Mwah, mwah.